Wow, that was pretty, wasn't it? Good afternoon, and welcome to the Lake Chapala Unitarian Universalist Fellowship. I'm Carol Johnson, and I'm today's service associate. This afternoon, Richard Clarke will share our message. This morning, we gather as travelers on a path, some searching for answers, some carrying questions, some simply pausing to rest. We're delighted to gather with each of you, longtime friends and newcomers alike. Whether you come seeking community, reflection, or renewal, may this time together offer you a sense of peace, belonging, and spiritual nourishment. Before we begin, I invite you to take a moment to put your phones in worship mode. And that doesn't mean worshiping them the way my kids do. In the Zen tradition, there's a story of 10 images, 10 bulls, or sometimes they call them oxen, that trace the journey of awakening. It begins with longing, with the restless sense that there's something more or something missing. It moves through the joy of discovery, the discipline of practice, and freedom of release. And it ends not in some mountaintop retreat, but here in the marketplace of everyday life, carrying the gifts of peace and compassion. Today, may our time together be like stepping stones on that path. May we listen deeply, may we speak with kindness, May we leave here a little more awake to the beauty in ourselves, in each other, and in the world we share. If you're new here and would like to receive our newsletter and other emails, please talk to the member of the Welcome team or write to us at info@lcuuf.org. Would the members of the Welcome team please stand up? I want to take a moment to extend a very warm welcome to everyone who's visiting us, whether you're visiting with us for the first time or have returned or reconnected with us after a long absence. As we pass the mic, I invite you to say your name and tell us where you're from. If you're on Zoom, please introduce yourself in the chat box and it'll be read aloud in the fellowship. We'll start with the people in the room. Anybody visiting us for the first time? We got a bunch.
And do speak into this thing so people on Zoom can hear you, please.
Good morning, my name is Niveen, and I come from Houston. And we're only here for 2 days.
Oh, come stay with us longer.
And my name is Terry O'Rourke, and I'm her husband, and we're from Houston First Unitarian Church in Houston.
Welcome. Anyone else? Do we have any visitors on Zoom this afternoon?
Nothing on Zoom.
Welcome to all visitors, members, and friends. Here at LCUUF, each week offers something unique. Reflections from our minister, Reverend Matt Alspaugh, as well as insights from members and guest speakers. We warmly invite you to return and journey with us through this ever-unfolding landscape of thought and belief, spirit and belief. All right, now it's the time for us to light our chalice. Oh, okay. We light this chalice for the light that guides us, for the warmth that welcomes the wanderer, and for the flame that burns in the heart of awakening. May it remind us that the journey is already here. The path begins under our own feet, and the light we seek is the light we carry. Now, having lit our chalice, let's sing these words together.
We kindle this light in celebration for the life that we share.
Each week, we come together to empathize with, to celebrate with, and care for one another in our community. Love is not only at the center of our UU values, it's also the opening that invites us to care as we briefly share our personal joys, sorrows, and our milestones. There's power in the sharing as we hold each other in community. Just a sentence or two is enough. We'll start with the folks in the room to give those on Zoom a chance to type joys and sorrows into the chat to be read aloud at the fellowship. As the mic is passed, please share your sorrows, whatever you may be holding that is in need of our healing and caring thoughts, and or your joys, whatever you may be celebrating, whatever evokes within you a feeling of joy, peace, or gladness. Are there any joys or sorrows here in the room?
Hi, Lamar. I'm Sharon. Many of you know me. But you all don't know my husband, Steve, very well. And this morning I came in pretty frustrated, which you've seen me do before, because he's running late because of his disease, which is why we're here. And yet we walked in and I felt tearful, and still do, because Steve plays shakuhachi. And if you know shakuhachi, it was the first instrument by the monks without a reed, and he taught himself to play. And I remember going to Italy with a bunch of friends for our 50th and 60th birthday, 24 of us, and you would hear the shakuhachi through the night being played by Steve. And he learned to play, and then our son took that on and brought it to UU for their graduate movement on in their UU bar mitzvah class, and played shakuhachi music. And so there's a lot you don't know about him, which is very sad, and he could tell you because he knows it, and he's probably really embarrassed because he doesn't forget anything. That's not his disease. But it's pretty hard to play a non-reed instrument that's thousands and thousands of years old. And if you want to hear it, come to our house, and you can try it out if you want. They're hard. It's hard. It's called Blowing. There's a book called Blowing Zen, and the man came and visited us and Davis. And so I just want to, that's a sorrow that you didn't know him when he was more able to play shakuhachi for you, but he can still do it.
Thank you for that sharing. That's beautiful. Anybody else? Joys, sorrows?
No more joys and sorrows in the room?
Oh, here.
My name's Tim. Last Tuesday, I was pretty happy with the results of the election up north, and maybe some of you share that happiness with me.
All right. Is there anyone else who has something to say?
Hi, my name is Miriam from New Mexico. Been here a couple times.
Put the
Oh, sorry.
mic closer, please.
I just wanted to say that I'm quite happy that Patricia has invited me into her home for a week. And we've been having a wonderful time. And I found a rental house that I like right when we were walking past. So things are just kind of falling together.
That's how it happens around here. Lamar.
3 minutes, I promise, 30 seconds. I have time, but I practiced it. 3 things I've got today. And number one, my joy. I really love it here. I really love it here in this community. It really is. And I'm trying to be honest and sincere, even though somebody wrote me a script. Number 2, my concern. I met someone recently who has been excommunicated from our community, and I understand the reasons why, but even I could feel her pain, and it hurt. I hurt. I do believe everyone deserves love and support. So number 3, and in the spirit of whoever came up with our new stewardship, time, treasure, talent, and I think I might have a little talent. I'm stepping out of my conflict zone. This is just the script. Anyway, to volunteer for something I never thought I would do. I do this out of deep love and concern, and I'm sincere, even though you think I'm a clown. And for both our community and that individual. And together we can foster healing and communication, and I do believe that. Thank you.
Are there any joys or sorrows that were shared on Zoom this afternoon?
No, we have nothing on Zoom.
And Lamar, we need you back. And this candle. Okay. And this candle. From our care team, we light to represent the joys and sorrows spoken and witnessed today, as well as those we hold in the silent sanctuary of our hearts. Let us share a moment of silence. All right, as we know, the work of our fellowship within these walls and beyond takes our time, treasure, and talents. One of the privileges of our free church tradition is to provide all the financial support for the many ministries among ourselves. Generosity, therefore, is one of the spiritual values we recognize as central to our personal and our institutional well-being. You're now invited to participate in the blessing of giving as the ushers come among you to accept the gifts of the congregation. However, as we pass the baskets, if you're new here or if you're struggling to hold things together, please let the basket pass you by. Your presence is more than enough and is a gift to us. The morning offering will now be given and received in the spirit of grateful fellowship. Please know that we give the money collected at the service to an organization providing services to our Lakeside community. For November, we'll be donating all of the basket to Poco a Poco. The description is on the monitor. We take to heart these words by Kristen Collins. We give to remind ourselves how many gifts we have to offer. We give to remember that we're part of something bigger than ourselves. We give because we believe in music and sacred space. We give with the faith that together we have enough. May this offering sustain and grow the life and work of this congregation. May we give in love and in hope for a better world. I'd like to invite Paula Odom to come up.
Thank you, Carol. For those that don't know me, I'm Paula Odom. My introduction to LCUUF was years ago when I used to visit Lou and Trudy Crippen, and I would attend services with them. In 2015, I lived in Ajijic for 8 months, and during that time, I attended the UUs and made many new friends in the fellowship. 7 years ago, I moved to Mexico to be with my partner, Paul Bennett, and I became a member. Soon after joining, I was asked to join the Welcome and Membership Committee, and a few months later became chairman. So over the past 7 years, I have had the pleasure seeing and being part of LCUUF growing. It usually begins with a visit. We have around 100 visitors a year. That's a lot of visitors and a lot of opportunities to grow. The welcome table is handled by the welcome team, where guests register and get an orange name tag. What you can do is to be friendly and speak to visitors. We would also like to expand and have gate greeters. Volunteers would stand by the gate for 15 minutes before service and greet folks, help members with their name tags, and guide visitors down to the welcome table. We are in the start of the high season, and it gets very busy, and we can use more help at this time. Also, it's a great way to connect with folks and serve the fellowship. Of those visitors, we have 5 to 10% join each year. In the past 7 years, we've had 88 new members. I have had the privilege and pleasure of meeting 88 new people. These new members are drawn to LCUUF because of the principles of Unitarian Universalism, which are the cornerstone. It's a pleasure to welcome like-minded people into the fellowship. These new members make our lives richer and bring new energy and experience into the fellowship. I am also on the hospitality team. A great way to get to know members is to attend our events. How many of you have hosted a circle supper? How many of you have attended? First, thank you to the hosts for your hospitality and opening your homes. It's a gift to the fellowship. I'm getting ready to send out emails to ask for hosts and attendees for the December parties and the Q1 circle suppers. Take this opportunity to serve the fellowship by hosting or attending and connecting with other members. Serving LCUUF gives me a sense of purpose and satisfaction. Working side by side with others creates friendships and support systems. Serving is not just about giving back. It is also a way to deepen my own spiritual growth and connect in more meaningful ways with others. By contributing your time, talents, and resources, you help create a welcoming and vibrant community for all members. Each act of service, whether big or small, strengthens our fellowship and ensures its continued success. Thank you.
Thank you, Paula. Our opening hymn this afternoon is hymn number 389, Gathered Here. This hymn is sometimes sung as a round, and it's sometimes sung straight through, and Bob will lead us through what we're doing here.
Yes. All right.
Singing.
I'm going to sing it through once, and then we will sing it twice after that. And my helpers, please come up.
And Bob, it's not a round then, correct?
It is not around.
Sorry, okay. Wrong information.
Gathered here in the mystery of the hour, gathered here in one strong body, gathered here in the struggle and the power, Spirit draw near. Here we go. Gathered here in the spirit of the hour, gathered here in one strong body, gathered here in the struggle and the power, Spirit draw near. Gathered here in the spirit of the hour, gathered here in one strong body, gathered here in the struggle and the power, Spirit draw near. Very good.
We got through that just fine. Today's reading. Awakening is not a thunderclap. It is the quiet recognition that what we've been seeking has been quietly watching all along. We lose the trail, find it again, and finally discover the path and the walker are not two. And now I present Richard Clarke.
Welcome. Something in you has been whispering for a long time, quietly, persistently, asking a question you never quite finish answering. It slips in between breaths, between thoughts. Who am I really? Before we name it, before we analyze it, I invite you to breathe. Let your body settle. Feel the stillness that awaits underneath the noise. Then ask again, not as a thinker, but as a listener, listening to yourself. Not your history, not your roles, not even your hopes. When everything you've built yourself out of falls silent, what remains? You know the silence. Who am I? That question has unsettled and awakened people for thousands of years. It draws us out of the swirl of life and forward to something close, wordless, and enduring, our true nature. Zen masters once painted this inward search through 10 simple images, the 10 bulls that I'm going to talk about today. I first met them some 60 years ago, and they've walked beside me ever since. Markers of how the search unfolds and runs what might come next. Here are the bulls. At first glance, these bulls or oxen might seem like a quaint fable, a herdsman chasing, losing, finding, and taming this wandering animal. But underneath, something else moves. Each image a mirror of our own restless spirit and our searching for what was never truly lost. I remember when I first saw the drawings, I really didn't understand them, but I recognized myself in the chase, the dust, the confusion, the longing to catch what seemed just ahead. Decades later, I see new meanings in these same images. The bulls haven't changed. I have. Each time I revisit the bulls, a new door opens. Sometimes it's the door of discipline, sometimes surrender, sometimes laughter. The journey is circular, not linear, always inviting, never finished. And maybe that's the point. The bulls don't give answers. They tease the mind towards stillness, the way a koan does, showing that what we seek has been gazing quietly in the field of our own being all along. These 10 drawings tell of a seeker and a bull, where the bull represents our true nature and the seeker is you. This is not a journey of finding something new, but of discovering what has always been here. Today we'll walk through all 10 steps with a special attention on the first 3, because that's where I think most of us are. And yet seeing the whole arc is useful because it shows us that our restlessness, our glimpses of truth, and our investigations all have meaning. So here we'll start. Step 1 is searching for the bull. The traditional text. In the pastures of this world, I endlessly push aside the tall grasses in search for the bull. Following unnamed rivers, lost upon the inner penetrating paths of distant mountains, my strength failing and my vitality exhausted, I cannot find the bull. I only hear the locusts churring through the forest all night. The first picture shows a lone seeker wandering in a tangled forest, eyes searching, heart restless. He is searching for something that he lacks. He doesn't really know what it is. Perhaps you have felt this, a sense that something essential is missing. You don't really know what it is, but it's missing. This feeling might arise in big transitions, retirements, loss of a spouse, a move to another country, some hardship or loss, or simply during a quiet afternoon when life feels flat. Zen honors this searching as sacred. That whisper from within, that subtle dissatisfaction is not failure, it's the beginning of awakening. For most people, this search takes the form of doing something, like practicing meditation or reading spiritual books, doing yoga, joining communities like ours, or even traveling halfway around the world to see a master for clarity. And while some paths may seem like detours, Zen says even our confusion carries the scent of truth. We seek because deep down we sense there is more to who we are. I think that as UUs, we are all looking for something deeper than we find in everyday life, looking for the bull. So I think this room is full of bull seekers. This stage aligns with the UU fourth principle, search for truth and meaning. Step 2, seeing the footprints. The traditional text. Along the riverbank, under the trees, I discover footprints. Even under the fragrant grass, I see his prints. Deep in remote mountains they're found. These traces no more can be hidden than one's nose looking heavenward. The second picture shows footprints, the first evidence of the bull. The first meditation experience happens here. The first moment of actual silence also happens here. For the first time, a thought appears, and you wonder, where does that come from? These are moments of insight when we sense that somehow we are more than what we thought, more than our stories and our roles. Maybe it's the quiet joy on a morning walk, a deep stillness during meditation, or the inexplicable peace of looking into the eyes of your beloved. In Advaita Vedanta, these glimpses are said to point to your inner divinity. The footprints reassure us we are on the right track, and the truth we seek is not far away. We might notice that these footprints are all around us, everywhere, not far away. This stage can feel both thrilling and fragile. We may think, I felt such peace yesterday. Why do I feel restlessness today? The footprints come and go, but they awaken our faith in the journey. This stage aligns with the UU third principle, encouragement for spiritual growth. Step 3, perceiving the bull. The traditional text. I hear the song of the nightingale. The sun is warm. The wind is mild. Willows are green along the shore. Here, no bull can hide. What artist can draw that massive head, those majestic horns? The third picture reveals the bull itself, a direct glimpse of our true nature. There is this sense of, I had it, where did it go? These glimpses might arise as deep love, an overwhelming sense of unity, or a stillness beyond words. It is the initial awakening to your real nature. Zen warns us, however, that while this awakening ends the initial seeking, more is possible. Finally, liberation will end the seeker himself. Seeing the bull is an opening, not a finish line. It gives us direction. We learn how to live what we have glimpsed and gain self-knowledge. These first 3 steps are especially important for many of us. They describe where we are in our own spiritual journey. They remind us that our longing for meaning is valid. Our glimpses are real. And awakening is not about becoming something different, but remembering who we really are. This aligns with the UU first principle, the inherent worth and dignity, because recognition of our true nature aligns with UU's affirmation of self. Step 4, catching the bull, the traditional text. I seize him with a terrific struggle. His great will and power are inexhaustible. He charges to the high plateau far above the cloud, or in an impenetrable ravine he stands. After a glimpse, many try to hold on, but grasping becomes its own trap. Old habits, fears, and identities return. We may think, I was peaceful last week. What happened? This stage teaches surrender. Let the insight shape us naturally without clinging. I have seen the bull, but he is unruly and wild. The training stage begins here, and this is where most people quit. We face the habits we have built up and accumulated over our entire life. What we want, what we fear, our instinctive reaction, the identities and roles that we have assumed as ours. The fight with the ego starts here. This isn't easy. This isn't quick. Now, step 5, taming the bull, the traditional text. The whip and rope are necessary, else he might stray off down some dusty road. Being well trained, he naturally becomes gentle. Then, unfettered, he obeys his master. Practice deepens. Meditation, self-inquiry, and honest self-investigation, where we repeatedly ask questions looking within ourselves, like, who am I? Then we learn we can dismiss everything objective outside of ourselves, since the source of our problems and our freedom comes from not living the things of our life, but from within. This stage can seem endless, so persevere. There will come a time when it is natural. We can rest in awareness more easily. Old mental habits slow, just as an unplugged fan takes time to stop spinning. Here, both discipline and compassion for yourself is essential. Some people take this experience as enlightenment and stop here. Now, step 6, riding the bull home. This is one of my favorites. The traditional text, mounting the bull, slowly I return homeward. The voice of my flute intones through the evening, measuring with handbeats the pulsating harmony. I direct the endless rhythm. Whoever hears this melody will join me. Integration unfolds awakening. It's no longer just an experience we had, but something we live every day. Practice becomes natural. We drop dependencies on teachers and systems and begin to enjoy freedom in ordinary acts, preparing breakfast, listening deeply to a friend, watching the sunset over Lake Chapala. Life feels more whole, more natural. This is a place of natural joy. This is so good that some people stop at this stage. This aligns with the UU second principle, since the struggle with ego reflects the ethical challenges in human relations. Step 7, the bull transcended. The traditional text, astride the bull, I reach home. I'm serene. The bull too can rest. The dawn has come in blissful repose. Within my thatched dwelling, I have abandoned the whip and rope. The division between seeker and the sought dissolves here. There is no bull, no rope, no seeker, only pure self, unshaken and free. Even in loss or illness, this awareness remains untouched. It's a profound rest. This is the death of everything you thought you are. You thought you were a mind inside a body doing what you thought you need to do to get along. But none of that is true. You are the awareness that knows it all. not the body, not the mind, not the person I thought I was. Dogen said, to study the self is to forget the self. This is peace. Your practice is to stay with that peace. Now, step 8, both bull and ego transcended, and see the empty circle of Zen. The traditional text, whip, rope, person, and bull, all merge in no thing. The heaven is so vast that no message can stain it. How may a snowflake exist in a raging fire? Here are the footprints of the patriarchs. Even the concept of enlightenment itself falls away here. There is no longer a project called spirituality to complete. There is only pure being, spacious, silent, beyond concepts. It is life as it is, unburdened. You stay effortlessly in this place. What happened to the ox? Separation has ended. I am the bull. The bull is me. The illusion of separateness collapses completely. Enlightenment happens, but there is no longer anyone to be enlightened. How confusing. Seeking ends here. Some people stop here and become detached and cold. This is where the story ended until the last 2 verses were added about 1,000 years ago by the Zenist. So step 9, returning to the source. The traditional text. Too many steps have been taken returning to the root and the source. Better to have been blind and dead from the beginning. Dwelling in one's true abode, unconcerned with that without. The river flows tranquilly on, and the flowers are red. The emptiness of step 8 is transformed into the fullness of life itself. The void is the world expressing itself. The journey comes full circle. We return to ordinary life, making coffee, paying the bills, but everything feels different. As T.S. Eliot said, we shall not cease from exploration, and the end of all our exploring will be to arrive where we started and know the place for the first time. Now, step 10, entering the marketplace with open hands. The traditional text, barefooted and naked of breast, I mingle with the people of the world. My clothes are ragged and dust-laden, and I am ever blissful. I use no magic to extend my life. Now, before me, the dead trees become alive. Finally, wisdom flows naturally into life. There is no need to withdraw from the world. We live without clinging or fear, meeting others with compassion and generosity. The return to the world that the Zen folks put here matters, because awakening without compassion is not complete. Enlightenment doesn't take us away from life, it returns us fully to it, open-hearted and free. He is laughing because he sees the cosmic joke. The whole journey leads back to where you started. This stage is in the world, fully engaged, helping where you can. This is a grand journey, but why does it matter for us? For us, in later life, this journey mirrors our own. We have searched, we glimpsed truth, we wrestled with old habits, and eventually we integrate what we have discovered. Aging itself is a spiritual teacher. It asks us to release old identities, to face loss, and to trust the universe. Awakening is not about escaping life, but meeting it fully, whether comforting a friend, walking by the lake, or simply enjoying our morning coffee. We begin to live with presence and ease. Joy arises in the small, ordinary moments, a breeze in the face, a child's laughter. Before awakening, we chop wood and carry water. After awakening, we still chop wood and carry water, but with a deep sense of freedom and an unceasing gratitude for existence. Now here's a simple practice that you can do in your life. Every day, pause and ask softly, who am I? What identities have I assumed that are not true? Don't rush to answer. If no answer comes, just sit with it. Instead, notice your thoughts and notice what is aware of your thoughts and feelings. Notice the awareness that is always there. This awareness is closer to your true self than any story you can tell. This awareness does not change, even as the events in your life do. So here's a closing reflection. Friends, you have never been apart from truth. Every step, searching, seeing, taming, integrating, is simply coming home to what has always been present within you. May we honor our seeking and cherish our glimpses and rest more deeply in the simple joy of being. Namaste. The divine in me salutes the divine in you. And now a guided meditation. Let us settle into stillness. Sit upright, grounded, yet at ease. Notice the rise and fall of breathing. Nothing to change, nothing to hold. And now a video, hopefully.
I'll breathe out when I breathe in. I'll breathe in peace when I breathe out. I'll breathe out love when I breathe in. I'll breathe in peace when I breathe out. I'll breathe out love when I breathe in. I'll breathe in peace when I breathe out. I'll breathe out love when I breathe in. I'll breathe in peace when I breathe out. I'll breathe out love when I breathe in. I'll breathe in peace when I breathe out. I'll breathe out love when I breathe in. I'll breathe in peace when I breathe out. I'll breathe out love when I breathe in. I'll breathe in peace when I breathe out. I'll breathe out love when I breathe in. I'll breathe in peace when I breathe out. I'll breathe out love when I breathe in. I'll breathe in peace when I breathe out. I'll breathe out love when I breathe in. I'll breathe in peace when I breathe out. I'll breathe out love.
Notice the space inside you, clear, open, awake. Nothing is missing. Nothing needs to be added. And when you're ready, let your eyes open, bringing this quiet with you. And now a hymn, Wake Now Our Senses.
Please rise in body or spirit and help us sing. have walked together through a story, not only of seeking, but of finding and of returning. In the Zen parable of the 10 bowls, the final image is not of a sage in solitude, but of a person moving through the marketplace with open hands, smiling, greeting, offering what they have found. May we live here in that same spirit. Carry the stillness you've touched into the noise of the world. Carry the clarity you've glimpsed into the confusion of the day. Carry the compassion you felt into every contact with another person. And may the path of awakening continue in each breath, each moment, and each step from this place. Let us extinguish our chalice with these words that we say together. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we keep in our hearts and share with all the world. All right, we have a postlude, but I just wanted to comment for all of us at a certain age, if you remember the Cat Stevens album called Catch Bull at 4. That's what it meant. Thank you for joining us all this afternoon. Our worship is over. Our service begins. Go in peace and with a purpose.
This is just you and me, Joy.